Hello, everyone. It's Keith. It's plugged on. Happy Easter, and I'm still a little sick as I was when I did the video yesterday. But we don't have time for that because right now, both my Valentine put out a new single from the new album that they just announced. So they announced that their sixth album, Gravity, is going to be coming out June 29th, and on BBC Radio 1, they debuted the first single, Over It, which is, again, the first single from their new album. So I'm going to talk about that album here a little bit because it's one song and it's only like 3-4 minutes long. But, so, the song itself is, I mean, in a lot of ways, it is your run-of-the-mill typical Bullet for My Valentine's Day song, but I think, or Bullet for My Valentine's Day, Bullet for My Valentine song, but I think that works because any indication that they are still heading in the path that they were with their album Venom is like okay in my book, because they put out Temper Temper in 2013 and that was not a good album. They tried too hard to be radio rock, and then with Venom in 2015 they were kind of returning more to their more metalcore roots, and so this song kind of follows that. The main riff is a little generic. And a lot of times it's just kind of like this bouncy sort of thing, and then they add the palm mutes, and which which is okay. Like, it works. I could see that being super cool live and that being just a fun bouncy riff, but like it's really simple. But then again, like with the exception of Scream Aim Fire, Both of My Valentine's never been the most eclectic band. They've never really had the most technical stuff out there. But and then the verses, Matt Tuck kind of pops in the back, and it's just him and the drums and like a soft guitar playing, and then it'll bust into the riff, and then in the second verse he screams for a little bit, which is the only time he screams on the album. Again, like I said, typical Bullet for My Valentine's, Bullet for My Valentine's stuff, and then the chorus is very catchy. I'll give it that. I can see the chorus getting super stuck in your head, and that's something that Bullet for My Valentine has always done well. They've always had really catchy choruses that just kind of get stuck in your head. Even a little bit on Temper Temper. Even Temper Temper's choruses on that album can get stuck in your head a bit, and this song is no exception. There's no solo, which I thought was a little interesting, but granted, maybe the song didn't necessarily need one, but then production-wise, I mean, the song sounds heavy, which is, again, seems like a step up from Temper Temper again, so that they are continuing to go a more metal route with their stuff. And I mean, it's not my favorite song ever, but I did enjoy the song a good bit. I think everybody sounds good. Matt Tuck sounds good on vocals. The guitars sound good. Everything sounds really good. I hope the album is a little bit more, because I kind of understand it. The song debuted on BBC Radio 1, so it was on the radio, on like a radio show when the song came out. So, and this is definitely a very much more radio friendly song, but I hope that they continue to have such a strong album, because Venom was such a surprise hit when that album came out. With songs like No Way Out and Army of Noise. And, Hell or High Water, Pariah. There's just a lot of really good songs on that album, and I just hope that it's not the case. This is just the first single. I'm not going to try to base my predisposed opinion of the album on this, but I think this is an indicator for what we might get, and I imagine this album might be a little bit more like Fever, in the sense that it is still metal, but it might try to appeal to the more radio side of things, because, I mean, right around the time Fever came out, which Fever came out in, like, what? Let me take a quick look here. Fever came out in 2010. Bullet for My Valentine was supposed to be the next metal band who made it. Avenged Sevenfold kind of busted out. Five Finger Death Punch is busted out of there. A couple other bands, Metallica is, again, another very famous one of just these metal bands who were very underground but then kind of burst through, and especially like in the metalcore scene, like Trivium's kind of there in some ways, but like they were supposed to be, and then nobody really liked Temper Temper, So I mean, I can't blame them for wanting to appeal to the radio a bit more, but we'll have to see definitely when the album comes out. So let us know what you think of this song down in the comment section. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? Do you think that Bullet is just a band that should call it quits? Or do you think that there's still good things coming out for them? Let us know. Again, I was Keith. Thanks for watching this quick little song review. And yeah, have a happy Easter, everybody. And I'll see you later.